I've always felt different. I've always seen things, but when I tried to express them as a child, I was always told to ignore it.
There were people that I didn't know that came to me and said, I have this message that I keep getting that I have to deliver to you.
All of a sudden, out of the shadows, a homeless man just jumped right in front of me. And he said, I'm a soul just like you.
I love it.
I wanted to understand the universe and who and what we are and what are we doing here.
We're all part of this amazing soul wave tapping into each other.
This was a major life changer.
You are a light. You have helped me a ton. Thank you.
You've given me the courage to live more from my soul.
Millions of people are awakening.
So wake up with Michele, the place to hear the best-selling authors and experts in the fields of cutting-edge self-help, personal growth, metaphysics, and spirituality. The soul path of awakening.
Understand what living awake is.
Hello, Radiant Souls. Welcome. If you're new, hi, I'm Michele, and this is Awakenings with Michele podcast, live stream, community, and way of connecting. It's really great to connect with all of you here. Get in, get comfortable, get your tea or coffee, whatever you're drinking, and or maybe you're driving or on the road or at work, however you're listening. Let me know in the chat too how you're listening, or in the comments. How do you guys listen? I love hearing the stories of how people listen. It's amazing. All the different ways that people connect in. So I'm getting in a little bit here. I've been connecting in, contact, connect, and communicate channel with 3I-Atlas. And I've got a new reading for this time that's coming up. I'm going to actually be doing another pick a card. I really love connecting in with that beingness. I'm still riding the high. It's a very expanded energy and not just heart-centered, but really kind of inspiring individually, as well as giving transmissions within some of the work that I do. It's just a shift in awareness, and then therefore vibrational frequency shift, which shifts consciousness. So yes. Taking time. Who's this saying, Bailey? Okay. Taking time off work to heal injury and to heal mental, emotional, decide how to move further. Okay. Call in. Let us know what's going on with you. In the chat, definitely call in. If you can call in, there's a link that will tell you how to do it. Let's see. Well, I invited her. Let's see. Set the invite. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. I know.
What happened? Are you okay? What did happen?
Yeah, in January I got injured at work, and I've been really, my head's been telling me, stay, make it work, and my heart and my gut and my all the signs. I've had like millions of signs, move away from this job, but I wasn't completely listening because I still had a lot of denial and more things to work through. So I finally, if it hit me, and it happened. And my doggy says hi.
Hi, who is it? Hello, sweetie.
Coconut. Oh, I opened the windows for them. It just happened where I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I tried to resign, and they said, let's have a meeting and see other options. And I wasn't sure. I'm not sure why they did that. We had it yesterday, and it was nothing special. And I'm just going to take some unpaid days off work for November and try to, heal and get myself back on my feet. But I already feel better. Just a couple days. I feel free. It's light. Like I know what to do. And I don't know what the future has for me, but I'm hoping to continue on this journey lighter and just keep trusting. And I have hope, and I just don't know what's out there for me, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it's just taking a break. Sometimes it's doing what we do differently. I know sometimes I work with a lot of clients in corporate, and I'm like, you're giving too much. out of something. You already got this. You've aced this. You can do this with your eyes closed. Stop over giving and overdoing and put that energy back into you in whatever ways or areas. Sometimes it's starting something on the side that you can bridge to. Sometimes it's just different activities, or just not giving so much psychically or expecting so much from a particular job. Because some jobs or careers are just for the money or the basics, and then you develop something else, which is interesting. That was coming through in some of the readings that I was doing this morning, for people to plan more, prepare more, or just change up their schedule in a way where you have more breathing room, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that resonates for you.
It does. I feel it like in my stomach. My stomach's like tingling.
Now stomach. Now, one thing I want to mention too, with this vibrational frequency that we've been in, but it really kicked into high gear, end of June, the beginning of July is the change. We have to integrate that. So if people are getting stuff with the stomach or digestion, that may need, you need to take some time off or do something else and let that integrate subconsciously and consciously, where you kind of reflect. But it's like eating when you have a full stomach. So we've been going through so much change, so much new awareness, understanding, frequency shifts, so much new information, that it has to settle within, it has to center, it has to integrate. We need to digest it more, and it has to integrate. And so that one way that can help is like calling in like this, like you did, expressing more of your feelings, your thoughts, what you're going through, whether individually, in a group, or like here on this live stream, or journaling, or talking to a good friend or somebody, or putting it into a poem or some artistic expression. Because one of the things that helps us integrate is giving some kind of form or voice to what we've gone through, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like you're in the middle. You're kind of going in a slow wash spin cycle, right?
Feels like that.
Yes, I can see it energetically, Bailey. So stuff is kind of moving around. So
there's anger, undealt with anger. I just feel the tears coming when I talk about it. It's not always the most comfortable feeling to express for myself, but I feel it and it wants to be felt, and I just want to sit with that.
Yeah.
And I don't need to wear a badge that, I can work in these circumstances where I can take a hit, multiple times, and not put myself first. And so I'm done wearing that badge of, I think this is a real shedding. Feels like a metamorphosis. I feel like mush right now, and then just, it's okay because it's me in there, and I'm just kind of letting go of this old stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's what you went through. It's not your soul, it's an experience. Like if I'm driving through fog or mist, I'm not that. I mean, maybe on the quantum level. But yeah, I feel for you, deep healing. Now, I did predict this, and I just want to say, because I know you're on Patreon, the community, go back and rewatch or listen the numerology, the energetic shifts I talked about. This 45-9 cycle is so powerful because it's a cycle of grief, of letting go, of transition, change. So it's coming up, and then it intensified in July. I learned something new too. Like our individual cycles start usually a little earlier. The collective cycles take a while to come in, so it didn't come in right on January, February. It was building, and now we're at this crescendo of feeling, of love, of gratitude, of sadness, of melancholy, of depression, of grief, of anger. It's all coming up because all of that is source energy. It has to be recalibrated, requalified to use it differently. It's like, it's a density. It's kind of congealed energy in our mental construct, of our lower mind, in the body, in our life, through things not moving and feeling stuck. But it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen like an ice bucket and you get the ice pick and that's what's happening to us. We're picked, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, it feels totally just different than I've ever experienced.
Well, that is that new frequency. And I am absolutely, I don't know,
Can
so
I
grateful.
ask you something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
You actually did predict this job was going to just be a couple years and a stepping stone for me. And you've predicted so many things that I've been following, and I'm just like, oh, you got to hear what Michele said. Remember when Michele said this? I'm telling my husband, I get so excited because it's really cool. I just think that's such a cool thing that you can do. And I guess I want to, I don't really know. I want to know what's next, but I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to do next except for just accept the state that I'm in and keep moving forward. Is there anything I can do right now to help?
Yeah, let's look. Let's
I feel a good cry coming on.
go ahead. 3I-Atlas.
Yeah.
Cry. 3I-Atlas. Love those emotions. Those
I
emotions
listened
carry
to-
your weight.
I listened to I went on and I screenshot all the songs you put up, and I was listening to the background and my head was tingling on top, like behind my eyes and up. It felt so nice.
So you're one of the things that's happening with this frequency coming in is mental constructs getting kind of, like I said, ice picked or dissolved.
Mm-hmm.
So you have some mental constructs, you have some beliefs about what you can do, and you're feeling very stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always choose this, but what do I really want?
Yeah.
So a lot for you has to do with choice, or can I envision a life or create? It's kind of like, guys, me and my analogy, especially with working out stuff, but it's kind of like when we want to feel better in our life, or we want to lose some weight, or we want to sculpt, and it seems impossible, and we do it at home, or go to the gym, or go to Pilates, or work out with whatever your thing is, even running.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's like, and you get there and you go, oh God, it's never going to work. Oh God, oh my God, I'm still this way. I still look like this. Oh my God. Okay. That's kind of where you're at.
Yeah.
What needs to be connected to is you are releasing these old narratives. And I'm going to suggest to you, since you're in this healing mode, is, I don't know if I have it on Patreon, but for sure on my website, soulplayground.org. I'm a big proponent of Soul Path tools. You can copy and paste for free the basic 5-step emotional clearing process and projection process. I would do that. I would start that.
Okay.
And then, if you want the advanced version, it's a download, and I think you have to download it on Amazon, because I just got the masters. I want to put that on my list. I want to make them available, but I didn't have, my masters were on CDs, right? They were they were well, when you really master good stuff, they put it on a disc, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had it from the DJ friend that mastered it. So anyway, that's a producer. So yeah, and that long ago. So I'm like, okay, I got to get it digitized. So anyway, thank you, Nelson Marquez, for that. Then what I would do, once you start feeling a little better, I would download my Understanding the Universal Laws and Activating the Law of Magnetic Attraction, and get, what was that? Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
I like it.
And I would, I love that too. Well, guest is on at 12:30, so maybe. So anyway, it just freaked me out. Like 3I-Atlas 2 weeks ago, I don't remember who I was, Steve Rother I was interviewing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you were in the chat. These guitars, these strums happen, these chords out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. Anyway, I would then, once you start feeling, because see, one of the things that people make a little bit of a mistake, it's like over detoxing or cleansing. Like, I'm doing a cleanse, I'm detoxing. Well, there's something in Chinese medicine that you have to tonify. You don't always want to cleanse or over cleanse, because it's not good for the body. It puts it out of homeostasis. So what I want you to do is do that 5-step emotional clearing. Look at the loss, look at the patterning, what's going on, and clear that. And then when you start feeling a little hopeful or little something maybe indiscernible, like a little upliftment, then I want you to start creating, manifesting, looking at, like, visioning. I could do this. I might want to try that, or just vision. You could draw, you could paint it, but anyway, it goes through it, and understanding the universal laws and activating the law of magnetic attraction. Because magnetic attraction, we activate it, we don't use it. That's where a misnomer is. It comes naturally. If I'm eating healthy and work out and I like my life, that's the kind of people I attract. If I'm not attracting the kind of people I want to be around, then I need to change something, because it's by resonance. That magnetic attraction is by resonance. It's the law of correspondence. As above is so below, as within is without. So the more aligned we get, the more we attract in alignment. We attract what's better for us. It's just in nature. It's in, it's in biology, physiology, physics. It's in working out. It's in everything. So that's what I feel for you is going on, because until you shift that, kind of, you need to get a little hope, like, well, maybe I can do that, right? Or maybe because right now you're very locked in. I don't see anything else. So
I've been doing that mentally and trying to do the actions, the opposite actions and what my brain's telling me. I'm working on that, because my first thought is not always my best thought. And if I stick with that first thought, I'm sticking in some negative.
That's why I want you to do the clearing, the repatterning. I want you to move some of that density, those kind of stuck states, mental, emotional, psychological states, and see where they came from. A great thing for you to do, and other people, I do this all the time. It's not so much our patterns are bad. It's just they don't serve us, because we leave the family of origin. We move on, but we don't in our psyche. So one thing that really helps and is very empowering is you just stop and go, well, of course I would do that or think like that, because this is how I grew up. This is how I was taught to eat. This is how I was raised. This was the best way for me to survive in that family. Okay, now awareness is 80%. Now it's like, okay, but I don't have to do that anymore. Now let me get the support to do it differently.
Yes, like this. Because it's the old me popping up. I go, this is old. Well, not the old me, but the part of me, the child me, and that reactive state. I'm like, oh, this reaction is old.
Yes, but see, we can't just change it cognitively. That's what I work.
Okay.
It doesn't work. It's not that. Yeah. Otherwise, everybody would change by a thought. That's only an intellectual understanding. But you also have to move to the space that you survived. Like years and years ago, I worked with I had a wonderful client who was was a high level exec in a very well known Fortune 100 company, and maybe even Fortune 50. And I won't say the company because everyone knows it's a household name. And they had to start speaking, and no one was listening. And it was hard because they were heading this up. And then they're like, I just can't speak up, or I got to speak up and this and that. Well, we did the hypnotherapy. Two things happened. One is, no one was hearing them. And then also there was a lot of angst in the household, and they would kind of get yelled at for speaking. I think the mother was partly deaf. So when the father left, the mother couldn't always hear. And then they were very shunned for speaking up or having an opinion, even sometimes hit. And I finally said to them, I said, well, I would stop speaking up too. I would stop speaking up too. I would stop speaking up as well. And I go, you have to own that this is how you survived in that environment. If you were like in a prison, Auschwitz type environment, you're eventually, you don't let them get in your head. You do daydreams or visualization, write poetry, do whatever you need to, but maybe you don't push your will after a certain point. And so what happens though, is that narrative, that belief, that mental construct is carried forward into a time where that's no longer the circumstances. And you're right in the middle of that right now. You're in the center of, you have to update your inner psyche. You have to learn how. And that's why I developed the tools that I developed. So you learn how. It's the same tools that we create the pattern, we can uncreate the pattern. But we don't create our patterning psychologically or cognitively. It affects us obviously emotionally and psychologically, but it's creative out of feeling that I don't want to feel a certain way. I don't want to have a certain scary experience. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get this. I don't want to get the side eye. I don't want to get shunned. It comes from a feeling. So you have to use the feeling energy and the the cognition as well. But you have to, that's why working somatically, working with the body, working with feeling, emotions. But first and foremost is awareness. Like, of course I do this because this is what I learned. This is how I made it through. This is how I survived, or this was the way that I was successful. It doesn't have to all be negative.
Okay.
You have to you even have to update or up level patterning or ways of doing things to be flexible and adaptable and resilient. If you this is a new world. What was made you successful in the early 2000s or 90s or 80s, I don't know many people that are writing novels on a typewriter unless they really want to, or sending, or sending out flyers. You got to be on social media. You got to write a book, or, what I mean? So we have to adapt, but I feel for you, if you hone in on that, you're going to have a breakthrough. No doubt about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm
going to go pull that up and print it.
Do it and let us know. Do it for
now,
a week,
so
and then call in. Yeah, and then call in next week and let us know. But you're going to get through this. You just need some tools, and you're ready to focus. But you're going to get through this. You're meant to.
Yeah, I think so. I know so.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I know so, not just that I think so. I love it.
Thank you so much, Michele.
All right, you're very welcome. Big hug. Hey, Sunray. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Wow. I was going to ask you a question, but it feels like more and more now I'm starting to realize those messages within me, and I'm starting to kind of understand what it is that I need and how to move forward. I really loved what you've just been talking about already with Bailey. It's interesting how we can apply these same messages and pieces of magic into a lot of our areas of life. But so now I just wanted to kind of take this moment, and my message for Bailey is, I really feel and resonate with the emotions that are coming to and surfacing. I don't know. As I was listening to her, I just kept seeing like healing in a water, maybe looking at a candle and candle gazing, and just sitting with looking at that candle and seeing where that flame can take her, and how that can bring and realize that new version of herself that she's seeking. But I think it's incredible that her body, and something happened to her after getting that job, is that now she's getting this time to really reflect on herself and put herself in a powerful position. We often go through these moments, right, Michele, that we experience that, which can be painful, but then that pain is something that can be looked at we reflect back on that pain. We have something to measure where we're at now based on what we've experienced. And I hear so much greatness that comes from moments like that, where we realize, that's why we went through what we went through.
Yeah, and also sometimes it's not so much what we went through, but what we do with it, because there are things that just come up that may or may not be planned or part of our higher self direction, but it's always, how do we respond? Because otherwise we'd be egocentric. So nothing is always 100% about us. That's being caught in a everlasting projection. But perception, I can see, like, okay, what do I want to do with this that happens? There's a balance there between the projection and the perception. So it's really how we respond. And again, that's why I love repatterning, because when you take it back to you, here's an example. If somebody's meeting you all the time, let's say a friend, and they're always late, that may or may not have anything to do with you. How you respond to it. And instead of grumbling, you might say, could you just text me or let me know if you're running late? And they either do that or they don't, and so it could be like, okay, if you're running late and you text me you're going to be late, I'm either going to get there later, or I have to leave at such and such time. You see, that's where this getting out of the victim consciousness is. I call it inserting yourself in your own life. you set the boundary as to what the experience is, but I'm not taking it on that because that person is late, that means something's, that's like such a narrow, unfortunately, kind of new agey model, like, oh, you did because you're attracting that angry person because you're angry subconsciously. No, sometimes it's just an angry person walking down the street, but do you engage them and insert yourself like, well, they're angry, screaming and yelling. I don't want that in my neighborhood. So I'm going to say this, I'm going to do that, So it's really about how we handle. Are we caught in a projection, thinking that what someone else is doing is saying something about us? Now, the wisdom comes in understanding that sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, Sunrise, how does this all impact you? What you were sharing with Bailey? I'd love to know before our guest comes on how this is.
Yeah, I would say this impacts me in a way where I'm just feeling I there's just a lot of change that I want to bring into my life, and I've already implemented a lot of it, but there's still some areas where I'm like confused as to why it's not moving forward. I'm still living in boxes right now. I thought I was going to move multiple times already now, and there's just this stalling. So I think it's kind of like having to rest or needing to stop and slow down. Say that's kind of similar to maybe what Bailey is going through, as she needs to kind of more of a physically has to stop and then slow down and heal. I think that's relevant in my life of needing to also maybe do some healing work as well. Maybe that's what the universe is asking me to do.
But let's roll it back. What are you, your higher self? This is a really good thing that you're bringing up, because I see this a lot, and I've seen this a lot, in my many, many years of doing this work, is people don't bring in the practical. They get a hit, like, I think I'm meant to do this, but you might be meant to do something, but it might not be right now. So there is on the spiritual path, in the soul path of a way, there is a practicality. There is the material aspect, the physical, the psychological, the emotional, the mental with beliefs. And so things really do open up. It's like, you saw this around COVID. And by the way, I'm predicting another exodus in 2026. So many people left, and I was supposed to do a move overseas, and I ended up not doing it because I could tell, because when you move, I don't care how much money you have, it's an energy drain. You're going to lose money. It costs money to move. And then if you have a job, or career, something, then that's going to dip. So I always say your higher self has you do the most efficient and efficacious thing. And there's always steps. And what happens, I see on the path, people get these ideas and they think, I meant to do this now, but it may be I meant to prepare. So I saw all these people move. You saw, I'm in Bali, I'm on the yacht, and they all came back home. And I've lived overseas. Multiple times I have lived overseas very successfully, but it's hard in the beginning as an expat. And people think when you go move, do a big move, whether to a city, a state, and especially overseas where there's so many expats, it's very different than going there as a tourist. And people say, come, hang out, party. Oh, I love it. Yeah, do some class workshop. And then people go, oh, I love it over there. I love it. Everybody's so nice. And then they move. And I've got 5 people I know that are going through this right now, and about 30 people since 2020. I got over there. It's hard. Well, they were too busy over there. Yes, because people get busy. Yes, folks. You go over there. And also you have to remember, expat living, there's a high level of attrition. It's also unfortunately a high level of alcohol use because people get bored. But the thing is, the first year, maybe even 2 years, when I lived over there, first time I was modeling, so I was in, that world, but I still had down times. The second time I went back for 3 years and went back to school, and I had times where, it was lonely, but I was studying, I was doing other things. And I'm good on my own. So I was okay. But people go over there and you think it's going to solve your problems. But what's that saying? Wherever you go, there you are. So people go over there and then they go, oh my God, I haven't met anybody, or everybody's busy. I don't know what to do. I've got to come back. Or one person just, oh, I don't have enough money. My clients, and and it's like, well, yeah, you didn't prepare in the real world of, yeah, it's great to have a dream, but you should have some money saved, a cushion. There is a practical. Like
right.
right.
That completely makes sense, because I think I might have dissolved my home a little bit earlier, but now I'm like understanding I need to do more preparation
yes
for what it is that. Thank you, Michele. That really, thank you for
Sunray, you always bring up what so many people need to hear, and I'm a bit of a stickler on this because I've seen people blow up their whole life and have to come back and couch surf, and that's not a bad thing necessarily. Even when people said, oh, Michele, like when I left my TV show, I left all this stuff and it looked like I did. And people would say, oh, well, she just picked up and left and just went away. And I go, no, I had income coming in. I had a lot of money saved, and I had a house to stay at with staff and butler. And, no, I didn't just blow up my life. I went through the opening through resonance. I prepared myself. What is that saying? Luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Yes. So please, spiritual community, you need to do a little more preparation. I know it's boring, it's laborious a little bit, it's tedious, but that is also spirit. That's also God consciousness is the mundane part. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Michele. I really appreciate you.
Lots of love.
I hope you can speak with Camille here before you speak.
I'll get her in really quickly. And thank you so much. Summer, you always bring up what people need to hear, the practicality.
Thank you,
yeah.
Love you.
Love you too. Yeah. What's that saying? Don't give up on your dreams, but put something underneath it. Hi, Camille. Get to you quickly. I see our guest. Hello, Gilbert. We'll get to you. Hi. Welcome.
Thank you. Quick question. Yeah. So I do know Sunray. We're like great friends.
Oh, you are? Oh, great.
Yeah, we're like soul family.
Well, welcome to the other part of the family. Expanding into the family.
Yes. I was telling Sunray about 2 weeks ago that I had noticed, I'm a musician. I'm actually on The Voice right now, the current season of The Voice. And I had been getting contacted by what felt like were extraterrestrial beings. And it had just been swirling in my mind for weeks. And then he told me about 3I-Atlas and you and all the things with musicians coming through. And so last night I kind of entered a meditative state and had this music song channel through me, kind of light language type thing. And I definitely feel a lot of connection with them. And I have a decent platform right now. So I was just curious kind of your thoughts on being a musician and Atlas, and if you have any channeled messages around me getting into contact with all of that.
You're part of it, because I asked everything I ever channel. A lot of times it's even the collective or world changes, and Sunray can tell you all about that. But it usually comes through kind of individual, and that's why when I was connecting with 3I-Atlas, I said, well, I'm not a musician. I didn't even know. I had to ask people. I had to look up ChatGPT and Google, what is a note? What is key of G, note of C? But they said, because it gets the conversation going, and you'll talk about it and you'll ask questions. And I did research. I've talked to different people. People have been uploading on my Patreon, which people can go. It's the free part. So they've been uploading songs. You're one of the musicians. Tap into the energy, create a song, vocalize, share your voice, getting into that frequency, because they showed me like the harmonic convergence of us coming together back in the day. This is a harmonic convergence, but it's through this ping, this vibrational frequency. And they showed me different people singing through this note of C, key of G, key of G, note of C, song, singing, toning, and people awakening to that. And it's a very melodic, melancholy, heart-centered, whatever note, key, whatever chord, I don't know what you call it. Yeah. So yeah, I feel if you're getting that, and definitely I'm a starseed, so I totally get that, and have had, contact experiences since 8. You're stepping into this. You're recognizing this and bringing it into what you do.
Yes, because the song I channeled was this very like heart opening, but it was melancholic. It had this, I felt the heart pain of the world, but it felt very healing to sing, and it was in the note of G.
Well, if you go to my Patreon, Michele Michele, it's free. I uploaded the transmissions. I've done 8 sessions with them, but I uploaded the first raw contact, and it's very emotional. I was crying and sobbing. In fact, I had to click mute a few times because I was like, but it's the cry of connecting with the world, the universe, the humanity, and the grief for what people are going through, but yet the love. And it's all of that. It's all, and you have to be able to kind of go into all of that. And it's the love of people, or the love of the person or humanity, but yet you see them on the wrong track, so you're a little sad, maybe, so it is this grief, melancholy, love, but also joy. It is a combination. And so when you see what songs are in that note and key, they're very much that way. I think Imagine is one of them, and Let It Be, Mozart's Jupiter.
Wow. Okay.
And the key of G apparently uplifts. So I also had on my podcast on YouTube, Awakenings, the podcast version, Grace O, who's a musician and sound healer, and her husband Nelson Marquez, who's he actually plays with Andy Garcia in a band. Yeah, but he does his own music, and he's a bit of a transformational musician and mystic. And they came on and talked about it, that it's not just the lower harmonic, it's the higher harmonic. So we really are expanding. We are in that ascension point, many of us, not everyone in the mainstream world, but many of us, moving into more of that interconnectedness and not wanting to fight and push, looking more for solutions. And that's what they're here to help us do.
That's so fascinating, because right when I've always felt this connection, same thing, being a star seed since I was like 5 years old, having connections. But right when I got on The Voice this year and my career kind of up leveled, it was like instant, like channeling, like they're like, okay, like you're ready almost. Cause I had to kind of get rid of a lot of self-limiting beliefs to even get to the point I'm at.
Well, you can do it, and you're always, I was a very successful model and actor, or commercial actor, but modeled all around mostly country, but also world. And I was always meditating. People were drawn to me. So wherever you are, you're broadcasting that signal. It doesn't have to be, I'm an author, I'm a channeler, or I'm a tarot reader, or you are that. So wherever you go, wherever you're placed, you're beaming with that, and you're kind of like an ambassador for that. So you'll only, by this signal or your own healing and expansion and awareness, you're bringing that to the voice. You're bringing that to everyone you're doing. You're communicating that when you sing on stage. And so being aware of that, having a conscious awareness that you're that conduit that is expressing and experiencing that frequency yourself, but you're broadcasting it to others, you're helping them ping. You're helping. I used to get told by my agent, please, Michele, don't tell them you're psychic. Don't tell them. We don't want to scare them. Every set I was on, everybody was asking, I heard your site. I had this thing that I can tell my grandma's on the other side. I had this vision. Everybody wanted to talk about it. And I told my agent, I go, I'm not going to hide it, because that's who and they're going to come to me. And people, I'm into astrology. Are you also an astrologer?
Yes.
It was closeted. It's less closeted now. Back then it was so closeted. I did a TV pilot for, it was called The Oracles, but for NBC. And the executive at NBC, the executive producer, came in and said, he's freaking out, might want to shut this down. I'm like, what? And he goes, well, he's Christian. I said, bring him in. So he came in, we had a chat, and he said, oh God, okay, I'm glad I did. So it's not devil. I go, oh no, I don't even believe in the dead. No, it's this. And I explained to him, I did a little energy work, and he's like, okay, I feel better. Wow. He was freaking out. He thought because he greenlit this thing, the devil was going to get him.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the fear.
So Camille, call back another time. I'd love sharing with you. I'd love to hear your music, but just shine. You're there, just to be you as you. You're transmitting this frequency and energy and love. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michele. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. You're so welcome. Lots of love to you. Don't be a medium. It's mediocre. I like that. Well, medium means a conduit or channel, right? Like a medium. That's where it comes from, by the way. All right, I'm very, very, very excited because we're talking about patterns and repatterning. And some of you may have heard of this and been doing a lot your own on ancestral trauma or generational trauma, ancestral healing, or getting our gifts from our ancestors, but what perhaps is traumatizing. And so today we have with us Gilbert Martina, and he's the author of Healthy Minds, Healthy Nation. He's an ancestral health educator, and really excited to have him be a part of our live stream and podcast today. So, hello, Gilbert. You might have to call back in because you're muted, although Sunray knows how to unmute. Oh, I like that, Jeffrey, in the middle of medium. Yeah, medium range. Good point. Good point, Jeffrey. I can't hear you, Gilbert, so you have to either, if you can't unmute, which somebody tell me in the chat again, how do they unmute? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't, tarot, astrology, those are only languages. They're not doing anything to us. That's a very important point. Like the tarot is archetypal energy. Good point, Jeffrey. No, it's not. It's a way of reading the energy of what's happening. It's a language. It's a way of tapping in, describing, hearing, receiving the messages, but it's not the source. Gilbert, I don't know. Let's see. So Gilbert, if you can hear me, call back in because we're not hearing you. Sunray, if you can, I know you're listening. Can you tell me how to do that? Oh, let's take a moment. I got a little thing from Podbean. You know, they're really on it. For people to do the fan thing, sign up or something. I don't know. Go to the community page or something here. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey, for that gift. Very true. And people need to remember that it's not the thing. It's like when I drink water, it's the container is not what I'm drinking. I'm drinking what's in it. Okay, Gilbert, I'm going to delete you. Gilbert, call back in, and maybe he stepped away. Yeah, remove him and let him come back in. There we go. Hello, Gilbert. Are you back in? Okay, I'm going to have to try to call into a show or something and see where is the unmute. I think Sunray had told me it's near, because it's different for me where I'm at. Okay, let's
on
see
your
if Gilbert
phone,
calls back in.
on your phone, it's
on the phone.
On the phone, when you go down to where you type a message, there's there's like three icons. The second icon is icon of the phone. That's what you press.
Oh, I see, like
to
little...
mute or unmute yourself. So the first, you get a box with a star. I think that's for people who want to comment, a special comment. And then there is, sorry, not a phone. It's like a mic.
Oh, I see the mic there. So they need to go to the right of the mic where the three lines are and the mic?
No, there's no three lines. After the mic, it's a present, if you're on an iPhone at least.
So it's different than for the host. It's different for me.
It might be different for you, but we have three options: a special commenting feature, a mic on and off feature, and then a present or gift feature. So they just need to select that, and then that's how they'll be able to call in.
What would they select then? Not the they have the present.
They would select the mic, but after they've called in. So it looks like I'm the only one who's selected call in, so they would need to call in again or select that. And then once you accept, they're automatically audio enabled, and then they can start speaking. But if they're muted, then they would need to select the mic icon.
The mic, okay. Because what happens is I mute them because a lot of people are getting on air, and it's very noisy. Okay, Jeffrey wants to come on. Let's see where our guest is. So then I mute them, but they have to unmute themselves. And is that with the mic?
Yes. If you're automatically muting them as they call in, then they would need to unmute themselves by selecting the mic icon.
Okay, great.
Okay, am I on?
I think I got the. Hey, Jeffrey, welcome.
All right,
Well, it's not the guest. We're waiting for.
Where
Hello.
have you been all my life?
I'm waiting for the guest, but Jeffrey's here. Welcome, Jeffrey. Good to hear you. I saw you in the chat.
Quick. I just found you, and I'm looking forward to tuning in again already. I only think I've been in here for 20 minutes, and I know you guys got it going on.
Oh, you were right.
Refreshing.
We do.
Refreshing.
Oh, and we have to have a good time with it too. You know.
Yes, you do. If you don't keep it up,
yeah,
it'll put you down.
Exactly. Every now and then, you got to just get a little silly and a little, too much.
Well, yeah.
Silly,
I mean,
right?
Life's always worth living if you understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it gets hard, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yes, it gets hard. It gets difficult. But I think for me, that's where, healthy diversions and then creativity and then also humor, bringing in the humor or the absurdity of something,
Right. So if you don't mind, I'll throw some things out there real quick because I just know you're so well studied, and I've been trying to play catch up for about 10 years now.
Cool.
But there's all these things, and they were put out there like the butterfly effect, the boomerang effect, the ripple effect, and kindness that can cure. And I'm telling you what, it's been working for me, and it's even, they call them random acts of kindness, whatever. And some of them you get in a position where it's just put right in front of you, and you know what time it is and what you need to do, and you just do it. And then I swear so much comes back to me when I do that. And then, then unfortunately there is the dark side of it that sees that that's what you're up to, and then it wants to come at you. So that's what we need each other for, the spiritual attacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we'll rally and we'll get through it. But thanks for being here. I just found you, and I'll check out now, and I'm looking forward to tuning in with you guys again.
Oh, well, great. Welcome. And so glad. I love what you put in. You don't need it to believe it's a facet of the creator.
They're all facets of the creator, right?
Yeah, I think people are getting ready to hear that now, is that it's not the thing,
It's not like you should just disregard it totally, but don't make it like, I guess, a religion or your total value. You can look at all of it and then realize the creator had it all planned. And that took me a long time.
Yeah. There is a destiny. I've been talking about the soul for many, many years, and people didn't want to hear it because it implies limitation. It implies that you have a specific reason. Like when I was acting and modeling, I knew that wasn't where I was staying. And people, why didn't you stay? Because that was a part of my path to work with people in that ilk or echelon. But that was never my thing. I was always doing the spiritual
attractive
study.
Helps, doesn't it?
Well, attractive energetically. But
there's all kinds of laws of attraction though, right?
Oh yeah, everything helps. In fact, I had a teacher said, look, you have the right name, you came in to do what you're meant to do, but my point.
Hey, so I noticed it was trauma.
Our guest, but he's not called back in, so he was having trouble. I've sent my producer a text to kind of find.
I'd like to say something real quick.
Yeah, tell me.
I don't think anybody gets out of their soul's being on this planet without some trauma scars,
Yeah.
And then we want to put labels on things like PTSD and whatnot. And I mean, I can tell you, I'm a combat vet. So, I mean, really, if you had to go, and I've had to do all that, sit in front of people and figure stuff out, but not really. And I checked all the boxes, it's like, oh, geez, and I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. It's about recovering from it and then seeing how big all of it is.
Yeah.
It's all bigger, and you gotta pull yourself up out of that, and it's seriously hard.
Well, I think if I'm also a therapist, so I think sometimes understand it's not one size fits all, and I think we also have to remember whether counseling, therapy, anything, technology, we learn new things, we adapt, we change. Some models no longer work or never maybe weren't a great fit. And it can be different things for different people. Sometimes understanding something or giving it some type of name can help, but sometimes it can also limit. In fact, in hypnotherapy, when we work, like when I was trained in medical hypnosis, we don't call diseases, we call them conditions. Because think about it.
Conditions.
If you're told you got a condition or let's work through this condition, it's like, I can work through
label.
This. But no, but it tells you I can do it. But if you're told you have this disease, that's like, oh, it seems outside of you so big. But we all change conditions, circumstances in our life.
And you got to be careful not to let it be your identification.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And can I just say, it's just a 4-letter word that probably drives all of it. Fear. It's just fear.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And I think sometimes too, to your point,
it's a derivative of pretty much every trauma and every addiction, everything we're trying to get through right now. That's just my understanding. I just wanted to offer it.
I like that. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's a fear of not belonging, fear of not getting better. There's
fear, baby. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah. That's why it was kind of the
we rally around it with each other with love, and that's our faith in each other.
Yeah.
And that there is a creator, and we're going to get this. We're going to get this. I mean, they're throwing a lot of noise at us these days. I mean, come on.
I think we are getting it. That's the whole key, is to look at what's really going on. But it's almost like a baseball player or somebody, and they're on that.
Oh, it's funny you bring that up.
Well, they tune out.
I tried to explain to these Canadians I'm stuck up here with. I'm in Canada, and I want to go back home, but I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, they had the Toronto Blue Jays just went to the World Series, and I tried to explain how Abner Doubleday put a whole bunch of God in baseball.
Yeah.
And it's still a sport where it epitomizes that. And you would have to, I just love the game of baseball, and I kind of given up on sports, and being here, and I was a Cubs fan, man. We don't ever win, and we finally did after 106 years. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. Sports sucks. And then I get here, and they throw me a Blue Jays hat in April, and I'm like, yeah, they're not very good. I like lovable losers. And holy crap, I didn't have to wait but a few months, and I'm rooting for a team that's in the World Series. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
I think sports, these group activities can bring people together in a shared focus, and it also archetypally gets out that combative energy, So
that was what Abner was trying to say with God. It was a unification effort,
Right.
As long as what did it end for me, of course, greed and power and money kind of ruins stuff sometimes, But the game of baseball, I'm telling you, it still finds a way. And I had written everything off, and I got involved in this because, that's America's pastime, right? And I'm sitting here trying to be in Rome, and it was fun. Now, Lord help me, I got to try to like hockey.
Oh, I love hockey.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, tell me what you love
And
about it.
I love it fascinates me. They go in, out, in, out. It's so quick. Then one go, they do a couple spins and whatever, then they sit down, then they go back in and on the ice and cutting the ice, it's kind of like surfing, but on ice. And yeah, I just think it's I like the speed of it. And I just like also the kind of the techniques, that they use.
Well,
to get that little puck in.
I'm ready to get into it. It's either that or, I mean, I'm willing to participate because I understand what you're saying and what they're trying to tell me. And as an American, I'm programmed for instant gratification, right? I want score, score, score. But I like baseball and it's not always that either. So yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother and I, we used to northern Indiana, 3 miles from the Michigan line. I mean, we cleared off our pond and invited the neighbor kids over, and what we knew about hockey was kicking the crap out of each other.
Well, I'm not wild about that part, but
I know, but boys will be boys, right?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, so I'll get down with hockey.
Yeah, get down with hockey. Have fun with it. Okay.
Who do you like as a hockey team?
Oh, I don't even remember the teams that I went to see a few times because I don't really follow it. I mean, if it's on, I'll watch it. And I've only been to a few games. But I do enjoy, I've watched a lot of sports. I mean, growing up with brothers, and I played flag football, and I was a bit of a tomboy. So,
yeah, you were a tomboy, weren't you? I can tell.
Of course. Are you kidding? Skateboarding, surfing, bike riding, yeah, tennis, racquetball, whatever. But I like baseball, but it's a little slow. Football, I'm not wild about the impact. I kind of understand the game, but I just that smashing up against each other all the time with the little ball. I don't know. But basketball, played basketball a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, different games. I mean, I will go watch something. I'm more likely like watching it rather on, in person rather than on TV. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'll keep moving around and just sitting there watching something like that. It just, I don't know. I'm more like, I'd rather be there, kind of in the energy of that.
I ran cross country.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I was considered, the coaches always wanted me to try out for everything. And my dad, who, well, he was a gifted athlete. I mean, he was out of my life at 5, but I mean, he was Division I, set all the records in the state as a running back. And so my brother and I were, adept at sports, but I don't know how I've been running. I've been running my whole life,
I used to run. I used to do a lot of 10Ks. That was my thing.
And you know what? Do you know who Prefontaine is?
Mm-mm.
He was a runner out of Oregon, and the coach is the one that designed the waffle shoe that became Nike.
Oh, interesting.
And the thing is everybody expected me. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2", broad shouldered and all that. But I ran, and I didn't go out for football. And our coach ended up being a big time coach. Left our high school and went to college. I mean, he's Myron Moriarty. And he was like, White, when are you going to be a real man and come out for football? And I said, you know what? Why don't you pick your toughest guy on the team and see if he can keep up with me on 3.2 miles of uneven terrain and see if he can endure that kind of pain.
Yeah. Well, running is a great high. That is.
Oh, the runner's high?
Oh, yeah.
God. And all the endorphins?
Nothing better. I ran one time on a sprained ankle and I didn't feel it until like an hour later.
So that's the endorphins, right?
Oh yeah. I got down to a 5-minute mile. Not too bad.
Well,
So
I'm gonna let you go so you can do
okay.
what you're doing, and I'm
Great.
gonna keep running.
Okay, keep running. Keep at it.
I'll see you
Thanks,
soon.
Jeffrey. Take good care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Okay, gang, behind the scenes, I don't know why our guest cannot get on. So if anybody else wants to call in, otherwise I will also look at some listener questions. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. So anyway, I got something that talks about in my inbox about having people join or something. What is it? Fan club. Join the fan. Encourage more followers to join. Okay, I'm going to do it. Encourage more join. Make some replies, everyone, and join in. Okay, okay, I did it. I feel better. I wanted to talk a little bit about the intense energy, the intent, only the best. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. That's nice. The peace. Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you, Jeffrey, in the chat. Yeah. Get a good group of people here, good community, people willing to share and asking those great questions and bringing their own insights. I always learn something. I always learn something new here, get a different viewpoint or point of view. I'm going to just keep on until I don't know where our guest is. It's just easy to just click the link. He clicked the link and he is in. I don't see him in. Do you see him? I don't see him. Okay. Allow call in. Okay. Gilbert, I don't see you, but if you are in, go ahead and unmute yourself and go ahead and talk. I'm not seeing you in the queue. Let's see, I'm going to send Sadie the link. God, I love this. This is just works on me with my perfectionism, liking to do everything. I've come here. It's like, no, I don't see him. He clicked the link. He's in. I don't see him. It's like just have to just go with the flow, kind of wing it. I'm not seeing you. I'm not seeing him in the chat either. Gilbert, are you here? Go ahead and just talk or just unmute yourself. It's the little mic icon and just unmute yourself and we'll hear you. Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, Q&A. So Gilbert, you can interrupt me and just when you get on air, because I'm not seeing you. I'm hoping you're hearing me. Okay. Oh, we have a good, interesting question here. So I'm going to read some questions that I got emailed in. And you can always email me questions, awakeningspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can leave them in the comments on the Awakenings with Michele Michele podcast page, either on YouTube or Instagram, or you can DM me and I'll get them. I compile them. It's interesting that we had someone that's on The Voice call in, Camille, and so congratulations. But someone's asking about what is the purpose of musical gifts? Should I go in the direction of being a performer and share my gifts? Or is it something that I'm meant to do just for me, for my healing? Now, that's a great question. I think whatever you're drawn to, and maybe it's both. I think if you have that musical gift of, for your own healing or enjoyment, that's the other thing. We're always healing. So, there we are, Gilbert. Hello, welcome. Welcome back, Gilbert.
Hello. Good afternoon. Do you hear me?
I hear you. We hear you. We hear you in the chat. We hear you. Those are
Okay.
listening.
My apologies. I had some technological challenges to get into the podcast.
Oh, that's okay. But I introduced you earlier. I want to recap those of you that are just joining. We have a guest for Awakening Conversation today is Gilbert Martina. He wrote the book Healthy Minds, Healthy Nation. He's an ancestral health educator. Wow, let's talk about that. So let's start there, Gilbert. What, because that intrigued me, and what you're doing with ancestral health and trauma. Is it a specific ancestry or just ancestors as a collective?
In my case, a specific ancestor, because I have been born and raised on the island of Curacao in the Caribbean, just in front of the coast of Venezuela.
Okay.
And Curacao, the original name of the indigenous is Curacaute. Curacaute means Cura means healing, and the island has been given the nickname of the Island of Healing by the sailors. Why? Because when pirate ships were sailing in the Caribbean, and the ones that are almost dead, they were dropped on the island. They sailor came back in a couple of weeks, and all of those were alive and kicking. So that was a huge intrigue. And the first inhabitants of the islands were the Arawak Indians from the Amazon, from South America, which did bring a huge wisdom about spirituality and shamanism and healing practices. And they have been joined due to the colonization by the slaves from West Africa, who also did bring their own wisdom about healing. So basically, ancestral healing is in a nutshell, Michelle, is making peace with the past to free the present and the future. So we all have burdens, gifts, I call them, that we inherit from our ancestors, from parents. Parents, you are born with a certain story, which is not your story. It's the story that you've been given to. And the key and the divine journey is to discover your own story and write your own story, not living the story of your mom or your dad or ancestors, but living your own story with the gifts from your ancestors.
So, Gilbert, I love this, and I want to get into also the indigenous, aspect also. But we had a caller on a minute ago, Jeffrey, and he brought up a good point, of like kind of what's happened to us or the past. And
yes,
I like what you're saying. I think we need to reframe healing. I had a great teacher of mine say recently, well, we're always healing because it's only means wholeness. It comes from the old French word "ohalen," old English word, old French.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I think in the wellness community, longevity and spiritual, it's like, okay, I'm healed, and clap clap, end of story. And then stuff comes up. Oh God, I can't believe I go through this, or I can't believe I got a cold, or I got the flu. Something's wrong with me. So how could we change this narrative that like something's wrong with us,
Yes,
that
yes.
we're healing something, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whether we call it a trauma or a condition or illness?
Yes, it has to do with our view, how we do view humans, how we do view the human body, how do we view our life. It's like a tree. The tree has roots that are grounded into the earth, and those roots, you don't see them, but they are key for the longevity of the tree and the healthiness of the tree. The same is with humans. We can see our soul with our senses, the energy field around us, but it's essential to nurture, because otherwise you will get an off balance in your energetic systems that ultimately will lead to a disease. And the shamans that I've trained with in the Amazon, from Peru, from Brazil, Michelle, they have a very nice saying. They say, in the West, we have a lot of data and information. But data and information is knowing that the chemical structure of water is H2O. But wisdom, we lack wisdom. Wisdom is being able to make it rain. And
Wow.
we have been disconnected from that wisdom, which is
Yes.
accessible for all of us. I mean, we not only flesh and blood. We are energy beings. We are light beings. We are not human beings in search of a spiritual experience. No, we are spiritual beings immersed in a physical body. That's a huge difference. And I think that's the basic view of how do we view beings in general, not only human beings but all beings. We have to view them as light beings, as energy beings, and then it shifts your perspective of illness and diseases, because it's something, you know, that happens due to off balance in your energetic system. And we can do a lot of effort, Michelle, to treat the symptoms, but if you do an intervention in the field, in the energetic fields, then the magic happens immediately in the physical body. There is a beautiful book wrote by the title is my journey to death, from I forgot the author, but she had a very, very, very severe illness of cancer, and she had experienced what we call a NDA, near death experience. Her body, her soul, energy soul, left her body, and she met her father that was died a couple of years ago. And the father said to her, "You should not be here yet. This is not your time." And but she said that, you know, it's so pleasant here. Why should I go back? The spirit of the dead says you should go back because you had another mission. And then she goes back, Michelle, and the disease cancer that she had from her head to the toe disappeared immediately. I did ayahuasca ceremonies with the indigenous in Peru, and I experienced a out of body experience. So my body was dissolved like sugar in a glass of water, and what was left was pure energy. And I did experience the universe. I did experience the oneness. And you really ask yourself, Michelle, what are we doing on this earth? Why do we treat each other like enemies? Why do we have so much enviness? Why can't we help each other? Why can't we love each other? Because that's our purpose. We are here to take care of each other and help each other and love each other. And that's the contrary that what we are doing now. We have created a world of separation by politics, by a religion, by class. It's all about separation. It's all about power. It's all about money, and it's all about fear. And fear is our main enemy, because fear tears down everything in our body.
Yeah. Well, now Jeffrey in the chat's going to love this because he called in and he said that. He said about fear. So I'm sure he's loving what you're saying. I want to talk about, well, I definitely see a new group in even clients. I do workshop seminar. I used to always get the time, oh, what are we going to do? This conspiracy, because I've channeled a lot of that kind of information and it's come to pass, the predictions, but that's not where I want to live. I'm here to help, inspire, uplift. Let's build. We're builders and bridgers. We're creating something new and coming together in love. But now I'm hearing people say, Gilbert, oh, I'm not even worrying about that. I'm doing this. I took my kids out. I'm homeschooling. No, I'm eating better. People are now saying they don't care. They're like, oh yeah, I get it. Which I love. I'm like, okay, now we're making way. Now, one thing that I want to say, I love what you said about like kind of we have the science, the facts and the figures, the information, but the wisdom. And I'm sure coming from your background in the shamanic training and working with, the indigenous cultures,
yes,
we've missed it because also the body we're so disconnected from,
totally.
Like even if you have to go to the bathroom, people, oh, I can hold it. It doesn't matter.
Totally.
So
Totally. And
what do you have to say about that for people to
that's
reconnect, right?
Yeah, that's why the title of my book, Healthy Minds, Healthy Nations, because we are living in so much turbulence, Michelle, and turbulence takes us away from our core. Marcus Aurelius, one of the famous Roman empire, said, the closer a man gets to a calm mind, the closer he will get to his true strength. And it's so true, because we experience everything through our senses. We can see, we can hear, we can feel, we can smell. And if you close your eyes, you smell something that is threatening for you, your mind starts activating the flight mode. which
does? Okay.
increases the level of cortisol or adrenaline in your body, depending if you have to fight or depending if you have to fight.
Right.
And a lot of people are living now in that mechanism, fighting or
yes, right. You're
but
right.
yes, it's a temporary mechanism that we have built in our brains, because part of our brains, we have four sections. We have the reptilian brain, which is the brain that covers all functions, the basic functions in our body. Then we have the mammalian brain, which we have in common with the mammals, and that's the brain that can't forgive. That's the part of the brain that activates the fight or flight modus when we sense fear or when we have to fight. But that's a temporary mechanism to help us survive. It's not mean to live on a constantly fight or flight modus, Michelle. Imagine that you see everyone as your enemy, or imagine that you see everyone is attacking you, and you have it will kill your immune system. You will have much higher levels of adrenaline and cortisol in your blood, which is what we have not meant to be. We have been built for light, for love. And that mechanism is the contrary. So it starts with calming the mind, and calming the mind means you can do meditation, you can do mindfulness, go into nature. We have a beautiful ocean all around us. So the ocean, the sea, for me is like a natural heaven, Michelle. But if you don't have sea, go to the mountains, go to a tree, hug a tree, reconnect with what truly matters, which is silence, not the activity that we're living in. Because all that gotta, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, it gets us off our true purpose, because we are not hearing what our soul is saying. We are just listening and reacting on what our mind is telling us. And that's so killing for every human being.
Do you feel that it's also more of a soul disease?
The soul actually is pure. The soul can't be can't be corrupted.
I believe that. Thank you for saying. I've told people this. So when they say, "Well, I'm healing my soul," no, your soul's whole, perfect and complete.
Yeah,
it's just the ego. So what
it's
I
just
mean,
the ego.
yes,
It's just the ego.
but
Absolutely.
I'm saying that as far as the connection between the ego, avatar, what do you want to call it, the denser frequency body, a holographic body. It's the disconnection, right, from that
Absolutely.
the soul,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. It's the disconnection from the soul. And that's, you have mentioned the three letters, is the ego, Michelle. Because ego, it doesn't have any limit. Ego only grows bigger and bigger and bigger. The more you have, the more you want. If you want to see the true character of every human being, Michelle, give them power. And you will see what happens. Someone who is not egocentric will be at service, but the one that is egocentric, if you give him power, you have a monster, because they can't deal with that power. So it's all about the mind. It's all about our thoughts, and that feeds our actions, that feeds our words, that feeds where we are going to. And that's why it's so important to have a healthy mind based on caring and loving. And how you get there by, taking care of your mind. And we become what we eat, Michelle. If we eat garbage, we will become garbage. It's so simple, because our mind is not fed by fast foods. Our mind is fed, and our brains by oils and healthy nutrients. One of the key aspects of the gods is to transport, the healthy components to our mind, so we can experience the sense of oneness. Right. So serotonin
is that part of the healing? Is that sense of oneness?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if your gut is broken, your gut will not be producing serotonin, which is transported in the gallbladder to your brains. In your brain, serotonin is converted into melatonin, which sometimes is prescribed by doctors for people that can't sleep. And serotonin, to a neurotransmitter, is converted into DMT, and DMT is dimethyltryptamine, which what the shamans call ayahuasca. That's the active component that gives us the sense of oneness. But if our guts are broken because all the antibiotics that we take, because all the fast food that we're eating, we don't have that connection, serotonin, melatonin, which we converted in DMT, and we can't have a dream, we can't have a bliss dream, and we start seeing everyone as our enemies, or we start seeing everyone that we have to fight for. So what you eat is key in helping to cultivate healthy brains and ultimately a healthy mind, Michele.
Where does this fit in with gut health? I've noticed, and in fact, I had I don't know, last year or something. It was funny. We had we had three different guests on a written book on gut health. Some were dietitians, some were nutritionists, some were doctors with that. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, I've never had gut issues or stomach issues. And I had just recently had some. And I'll be honest, I had to cut out a lot of sugar.
Absolutely. That's one of our main
And my
enemies.
croissant. Am I going to get the coffee and I have a croissant? I was living in
Yeah.
Paris in my head. Oh, I have a croissant. I'll have a tartane, apple. And then all of a sudden, but it took years because I normally didn't eat like that. I'd have it maybe every now and then.
Yeah.
And then one day I ate, and I thought I had this flash. Well, first of all, my body told me to have yogurt. I was having visions and dreams of goat milk yogurt. so I started eating, and then all of a sudden I went, oh my God, could this really be from sugar?
Absolutely.
Processed sugar,
Please,
not honey, processed sugar.
Yeah. Absolutely, because if the God mind highway is not clear, Michele, you can't have a healthy mind. I mean, the closest we come to nature.
That's interesting.
The closest we come to nature is our guts, because in our guts we have 30 to 100 trillion microorganisms. I mean, go to nature where you have the largest community in animals is where you have food, where you have water, and where you have something to eat. So that's living in us. That's why they say always trust your gut feeling, because those little beings that are living us, they know when there is danger. They know when something is not feeling right. They know when you having a lifestyle that is not beneficial for you. But so healing our gut is key in clearing the cloudy thoughts, the cloudy mind, before we can start actually healing our mind. If you don't have a clear and a healthy gut that produce all the components that it should be producing, one of them serotonin, which is transported to your brain.
So is the serotonin in the gut?
It's being produced in the gut. 90% of the serotonin is being produced in our guts. Yes, that's right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
90% in the gut. Well, I know you've got the gut, the heart, and the brain. Those those information centers and and it seems we spent so much time on the brain. Not that that's over, and then also heart, like through heart math. And then all of a sudden it was the gut biome, gut biome, and
key in awakening. It's key in our awakening process, because without healing the gut, we can't awake, because it will keep transporting garbage to your brain. And you can't awake on garbage, Michele.
Interesting.
Yeah, wow. It's very interesting. For me, it was, I did a couple of retreats, and one of the first them I did in Chile with the mentors I have, Alberto Violdo, which is medical anthropologist, and the shamans, was grow a new body. And what they did in 1 week is actually take away all what you have experienced. Take away sugar from your body. Take away sugar, because then your body will start processing the healthy fats in your body. You will get into ketosis. Ketosis is burning not sugar for fuel, but burning fat for fuel. and that is being transported to your brain. So it's amazing how enlightened and your energy levels will increase. What you will experience in 1 week with the right detox program, Michelle, is
Oh
so
no, I
important.
know. Trust me, I know. I used to do. Yeah, I've studied herbology. I used to do fasts. Believe
Yeah.
me, how I got into this little thing. I did fast, I juicing. For forever, all that. I was vegan for like, I think it was vegetarian for about 20 years and vegan for 7.
Okay.
But now
Okay.
I'm not in that. I need hormonal changes. It's like I need it
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
now and
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
Absolutely. You need your protein.
Yeah, and my
Yeah.
nutritionist used to always, especially my Chinese medical doctor and nutritionist, she also tried to tell me, and I just didn't want to have it. Now I see, that's all. I'll have you on back for that, because that's a whole other thing what that does to your
Oh
body.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's an amazing, amazing part of our body that is actually being ignored because we're focusing on the her, or we're focusing on the mind and the brains, but we're ignoring actually what is feeding our
Yeah,
brains, and that comes from our gut.
and fats. I realized
Absolutely,
what was getting,
absolutely.
because this is so funny. I was telling a friend of mine, because I'd gotten this kind of inflammation, and I said, I thought I was getting fat.
Yeah,
It was the inflammation. Once I knocked that
absolutely.
out, it's like my face went back in. I just
Absolutely,
it
absolutely. Olive oil, avocado oil, nuts, is
nuts. I
key. Is
crave
key. Is
nuts.
key.
But why
Absolutely.
is it that way? Why is the sugar, like, so we were taught like fats were bad to have some sugar, but why is it that the sugar, and so much, like, now if I have something, I can right away tell it. I really plan, if I'm gonna have like something sweet, or like I'm go out with friends, or I'm gonna have a glass of wine, which I rarely do. Rarely, I plan it. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not doing anything. I'm having a big meal, because I can tell that sugar. I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like it does something weird within my
It's
body.
it's it's our it's
What
our it's a silent enemy, Michelle.
is it really?
It's
Why is that?
because our main cells that are producing energy, which is our mitochondria, they don't drive on sugar. They drive on healthy fats. So
Oh, okay.
our body is, I mean, in our consumption, Michelle, you can't think about anything that hasn't processed sugar, So, I mean, natural sugar, that's okay because your body can handle it, but processed sugar, that's that's
Yeah.
that's that's
Well, is
that's
that like
terrible.
honey? I seem to be okay with honey, if I take
Absolutely,
honey.
yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Or
yeah, that's
date
okay because we
sugar,
have sugar.
honey, date sugar. Sometimes I'll
Yeah,
do, but it's like
and limited portions. I mean,
very
don't
small.
eat the
Well, I
whole
don't,
can.
well, yeah, no, no. No, and even those I rarely use, because I would just put it in tea, and most teas
Yes,
I like the taste of tea.
yes, I do it too. My queen and I, we have breakfast every morning, and it's oatmeal with blueberries. And once or twice a week, I put a little bit of honey into it, and
Okay.
delicious. So, but everything in consideration, nothing too much, because that
But
takes
you can
that takes
even
over
do
bunch.
without it. You don't need it that much. But this is interesting to me. This is very interesting how, so it's the fats, and I watched something, a documentary, how that happened. We were in fats, tallow, or is it tallow,
Yeah,
all these healthy
uh,
fats, but then there was this over surplus of sugar cane.
yeah,
And I remember, because my dad would travel and he'd bring a thing, a stock of sugar cane. Like, I never ate it because I was like, listen, if I'm going to do sugar, I want like a good chocolate or something. Don't give me like it in a soda. Don't give me the sugar cane. But my brothers loved it. I was like, I'm not eating that thing. But
yes,
apparently there was a surplus, and so they switched and did all this bad PR on the fats and nuts and all that, and switched it
yes.
to the sugar. Right?
Yes,
You heard that?
yes,
Okay.
yes, 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 yes. I mean, industrialization has his advantages, but it has also bring us some terrible things
Mm-hmm.
that are still a threat for our existence. So we have to be aware. We have to be conscious that life is not only about wealth accumulation, because wealth, we are focusing on wealth, on the material things, but true wealth is pure love. And you don't need to have a big house or a big car or millions on your bank account to be happy. Because once you have that, you start searching for a bigger one, a better
Yeah.
house, a better salary. Happiness is, if what you have today isn't making you happy, what you will have tomorrow won't make you happy neither, because it's always outside oriented. It's a state of mind, and it comes from inside. It comes from our soul, and it's such a beautiful state, Michelle. Once you realize that we have the power within us. We have the power within us to heal, because we know from science that our mind can create psychosomatic diseases. I mean, if
Yes,
if,
most of
if
them
you
are. Yeah.
we know from science, but we know also that our mind can create psychosomatic health. It's possible. Um, uh, so that's a very interesting field
That's, yeah.
to explore, because it starts with our thoughts. I mean, Gandhi has a beautiful saying. He said, "Watch your thoughts, because your thoughts will create words. Watch your words will be spoken. Watch your words spoken, because there will be actions. Watch your actions, it will be your character. Watch your character, because it will be your destiny." So it starts with our thoughts.
Yeah.
That's why the title Healthy Minds. If we cultivate healthy thoughts, if we cultivate thoughts based on love and not based on enemies, we will have a totally different life, Michelle. And the beauty of it is that, it will infect others around us. It's like a candle. If you light a candle in a dark room, you will start seeing light. And that candle can light many other candles without the intensity that will diminish, because love isn't diminished when it is shared. It only intensifies.
And when
So
you're saying love, are you talking? I'm also feeling like that's belonging, closeness, feeling safer, feeling support, or
yes,
supporting it.
that's an
Is that
interesting
part?
chapter, because we have created love in a way, I need something from you, or man, woman, I love you, I need to have a relationship with you, but that's not love. The love that I have experienced out there is unconditional love. So you are in a state that every thought, every action, everything you do is for the greater purpose, for the greater good, for the general interest. Once you start living like that, you will start co-creating. That's one of the expressions of the shamans. You will start co-creating beauty with the universe,
Yeah.
because you put yourself on the last place, not on the first place. First place is ego.
Yeah.
When you start putting yourself at service to create abundance, to create to create a safe environment, then the universe, God, whatever name you want to give it, Michelle, starts co-creating beauty with you. You will see that it starts becoming effortless. The
Yes.
magic starts happening around you. Things just fall into place that you ask yourself, how is it possible? Because you're living on a path that you're co-creating abundance, beauty for a greater purpose, not for you. Ultimately, it will be good for you, but the first place is for general interest.
Yeah. And you know what helps me tap into that vibrational frequency is not even gratitude, appreciation for where I am, what I have, what's
Absolutely,
when I start
absolutely.
feeling appreciation,
Yes,
it's the whole earth, world, the people in it. It's just I get this
absolutely.
right. It's just this
So powerful.
very powerful.
Gratitude and appreciation and forgiveness, so powerful, because otherwise we're carrying we carrying baggage and luggage that's not belonging to us. I mean, if we can't forgive, is and you're thinking that the one that has hurt you maybe is the one that It's like drinking a cup of venom every day.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to put it. And they don't even know. They don't even know.
They don't even know. No. And I mean, Martin Luther King has a beautiful saying about it. He said, darkness cannot be drive out with darkness. Only light can do. Hate cannot be drive out with hate. Only love can do. So when someone hurt us, Michele, only someone in deep pain can hurt someone else. It took me some time to realize that, because you take it personal, but you don't have to take it personal. That person that's hurting you verbally or physically, I hope not, but it's because that person has had so much pain and needs help. So once you start taking that personal, you engaging in that energy, and that's so terrible. It's so terrible.
And I think it's powerful. I've had some people I've worked with that are, in a corporate job, and they're saying, well, why they have so much money, or my boss, or they started, and and I'll tell them, they're really in their inner child. They're very wounded. I'm like, and they're like, what do you mean? I go, only somebody like that yells at you like that. So I go, you gotta, if you look in those eyes, that's a whole right.
It's so dangerous to have a 50 or 55 years old with mommy and daddy issues, Michele.
Yes, right. It's like, I'm like, don't worry about how much money or the big business. I go, they're right back in the home with the little fighting mom and dad. Exactly. They're they're in.
So true.
But it does take a level of compassion and
absolutely.
And then funniness, kind of humor, because, and I like what you're saying, because then you don't insert yourself in that to try to prove yourself or or work anything out. It's like, wow, they're really challenged, wounded. They're in a major.
Absolutely. You're being challenged to show compassion. That's the lesson. I mean, I have, through my 25 to 30 years of experience of executive level, I have been through so many things, Michele. That's why the book, scandals, campaigns, even death threats, and I had to walk a path to learn that, to not to engage in those attacks. And it took me some time. It took me some time. But once you realize that, and you start, okay, when it happens, instead of activating it, you give a hand for help. Okay, how can I help you? How can we talk about what's bothering you? Showing compassion, and then you will have a total different reaction. Total different reaction. My grandmother, when we were at primary school, she was a descendant from the Indians. She had a very particular way to teaching us that. When we arrived at her in the afternoon, and our school, grandmother, this children, that one was bothering us. She used to put her hands on her shoulders, Michele, and she told us, shit, just let it float. The more attention you give it, the more it will bother you. So just let it float. Wow. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, the more we can all learn that and just not take it so personally. I mean, obviously have boundaries, do what's right for you, but I think we engage. I think that's we engage, and that's
we have to be observers. We have to be observers instead of engaging and activating. We have to be observers.
Yeah, more of that. And what you're saying too does bring a kind of healing, right? Because then you don't have this psychic energy bleeding out, always micromanaging people, right? In situations. Sounds like you're not draining yourself psychically, energetically.
Yes. Absolutely. It's incredible, Michele, how much we can accomplish once we start having a life based on our purpose instead of based on our ego. It's amazing, because when you're living a life based on our ego, you won't get help of the largest wisdom around you, which is God, the universe. It won't help you. It won't support you, because it knows that is not beneficiary for general purpose, you are seeking a own satisfaction. But once you start having a life based on your true purpose, and all of us, Michelle, all billions, 6.5 or 6.8, how many billion humans on this world, all of us have a purpose that we have been born with to bring to this world.
Yeah.
It takes time sometimes to realize that. Some people go without realizing it, but once you start living the life that you have been born to do, then the magic happens around you.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful because life becomes effortless. Making things happen becomes effortless in a way that you're thinking about it and it will materialize. Because everything starts with energy, everything starts with a thought, and then it becomes matter. Same with our body. Treating a disease in our physical body takes so much more time than doing an intervention on the energetic level, which is instantly. It changes, the physical body instantly. That's what they have experienced with Jesus Christ and the healing and it is not, it's not a story. It exists. It is possible. We can create with our mind. We can create psychosomatic health because we know we can create psychosomatic diseases. So
Yeah.
it's possible.
So true. On that note, I want to share something. Years ago, I was doing a conference, it was wellness, holistic health, and I had my CDs and whatever, my books. And anyway, you know how you do that. And then there was a guy, well-known, world-renowned iridologist. And he was, because we had a little break. I don't know, it was in between something. And, people from their booths were gathering around him and talking, and he was sharing. And he was giving little mini iridology, exams or readings, whatever you call them.
Yes.
And he came to me. This shocked me, Gilbert. And he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And he kept looking one eye, and then he'd look at the other, and then he'd do, move my head around. He goes, what are you doing? I go, well, I'm like, what? He goes, how are you so healthy? And I'm like, what?
Yes. Yeah.
And
They see your luminous field. They can see that.
But
Yeah.
guess what? He said, because the left eye is your past. He
Yes.
said, by your eyes, you should, he goes, you're not, because he goes, you're vibrant, you're this and that. And I go, yeah,
Yeah.
But this goes to that psychoimmunology. I kind of tuned a lot of history out. Like I never got into, oh, my mom had this, so I'm going to have that, or my dad. I had my own connection to my higher self. So I didn't listen to people's aches and pains. He said, by the left side of my eye, I should be very sick and sickly and have chronic disease.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't have anything. And he goes, what are you doing? And at the time I was vegan and vegetarian. but to your point, my mindset, I was meditating, I was, studying spirituality, I was training and this, and I was having the best time of my life. I had no clue I had all these things looming in my life, possibly. And he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. He goes, because you've completely changed. And he said, did you grow up in a very traumatic household with a lot of, and I said, yes. And he goes, okay, well, that was supposed to manifest a disease, but it hasn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I go, I don't get injured. I don't get sick. I go, I just know. And I go, great. But to your point, when you were saying the psychosomatic, I did it, but I didn't even know by choices. He said, the choices you have made has changed the trajectory.
Absolutely. Let me tell you a short story of my mother and father both passed away 2 years ago, and were like a catalyst for me to write my book. So I started writing it two years ago. But when I was 13 years old, Michelle, I saw my father came home on a Saturday. His lamp was a little bit full, which means he has been drinking and arguing with my mom, and he did give my mother a slap in the face. And my mother is such a powerhouse. You don't touch her.
Right.
So for her, it was instant divorce. And I saw that. I was standing in the kitchen. I did cry.
Good for her.
From 8, 9 years, 9 p.m. in the evening till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. I cried the whole night. Even neighbors could hear me crying. Before that, Michelle, I had my dad was my best friend. I learned cooking from him. We went hunting, the nature, astrology, passion for music. So he was my best friend, and that relationship was broken instantly. My mom said, "You are the oldest, 30 years old. You can stay with your dad. You can choose to come with mom because I'm leaving, I'm divorcing." And I said, "Mom, I'm going with you." And from my 13 years, Michelle, I couldn't talk and speak anymore to my father. I went to study to the Netherlands with 16 years old. My birthdays, graduation, when I used to came with vacation to the island, I did not visit him because that was part of me. Until in 2017, I went to my first retreat. I was telling you, Grow a New Body. And Alberto Violdo, who is also one of my mentors and has wrote the endorsement for my book, he read my energy system and he says, "Gilbert, I haven't seen him any time before in my life. I just heard about it." He said, "Gilbert, tell me about your father." And I start telling him about my father, about the divorce, about the slap in the face of my mother. How did I cry? He said, "I can see that because you have an imprint on your heart chakra, on your fourth chakra. And if you don't clear that, you will be suffering a serious illness from your heart. So you have to clear that." And I did some ceremonies with the shamans to release that energy. And from that moment, Michelle, I could start building up a relationship again with my father. Till that I'm so happy that I was the last person standing next to him when he took his last breath, and left this physical world. So
So you
a
had to
simple.
forgive. You had to forgive him.
I had to
Yeah.
forgive him. I had to
Yeah.
forgive him. Absolutely. Because if you don't forgive, if you don't let go, it will be a burden for you, not for him.
Yeah. That's why I always say they're on the oneness. And when they're on the other side, they're not thinking, they aren't holding anything.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. It's like, that's why I'm like, unburden yourself now and figure it out and forgive, because they're not going to be holding on.
Absolutely, absolutely. That kills us, Michelle. We have to forgive.
Right.
We have to forgive. Forgiveness is so powerful. It's like the transformation of the snake, who every so many times leaves its complete skin and grows in a new body. Because we have to let go of what's holding us back to accept what is coming to us. And that's a beautiful process. Once you realize to forgiveness is not a weakness, it's a powerful tool for your own personal, for your own spiritual growth.
Yeah. And I think that's another reframe, that it's powerful, that it's empowered and not weakness, as
Yes, it is. I have experienced that. I've written also in my book. It gives you lightness. Otherwise you feel so heavy
Yeah, it's
because every
true.
time you think about that person, every time you see that person, your mind starts sending all the wrong thoughts and signals to your body, Michelle. You
Yeah.
start sweating, you feel angry, you feel a lot of things instead of
Yeah.
light and love,
Yeah.
and that kills us. So it's so important to let go, so important to forgive, so important to show gratitude, because that what fills us with the light and with the love, so we can radiate that to other people.
Yeah, so true, Gilbert. Now, Gilbert, is your book out? Because I saw it's coming out.
Not yet. No,
When is it? So it's Healthy Minds, Healthy Nation. Now, when is
yes.
the launch date or
The
publication date?
launch date will be the last week of February. As soon as I have the exact date, I will be publishing it. I'm launching also a website, www.gilbertmartina.com, which is about this movement, about healthy minds, healthy nations, and how to cultivate a healthy minds. I'm also on social media, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. So
Are you
yes,
under Gilbert Martina on the socials at Gilbert
yes,
Martina? Okay.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you'll have to come back when the book comes out too, because I have more questions. I have more
Okay,
questions for you.
of course. We will make that appointment, Michelle. We will
Yes,
make that appointment.
definitely. So your book, Healthy Minds, Healthy Nation, that'll be out in February. Where can people find you now? Like, okay, LinkedIn, Instagram.
Yeah, and within I think 2 weeks, my website will be live, www.gilbertmartina.com, and
Okay.
which will be a movement about how to cultivate a healthy minds and practical things for you to get there, things that we have discussed in the show. And it's about forming a community, because the book is the first phase. My lovely Queen Chantal, we are in the process also of building a sanctuary, Blanchi Sanctuary. Blanchi is a local name of the hummingbird here on the island, Michelle. And why the name Blanchi?
Yeah.
Because the hummingbird.
Oh, I love hummingbirds.
Yes, the hummingbird is a very powerful bird. You don't see a hummingbird eating fast food. It always goes to the best flower for the best nectar.
Yes.
And the hummingbirds, they do migrate 700-800 kilometers when they know in certain parts that there is special flowers in the bloom with the best nectar. So that's the teaching, that when spirit calls, you have to answer. You know, we have the tendency, no, I can't, because I don't have enough money. I don't have. I don't. So we always postponing call of spirit, which is actually calling us to embrace our true purpose. And the hummingbird doesn't do that. The hummingbird always goes for the best, always goes for the best nectar, always goes for the best flower. And that's a symbolism for the sanctuary, to inspire us to always goes for the best version of ourselves. So that's why the name Blanchi Sanctuary. We have a lovely place in the west of the island, in the hills, which is connected to the highest mountains. The energy there, just being there, Michelle, you will start feeling much better. And there we will be teaching the teachings of shamanism, that all the knowledge and the wisdom that I have to share. My Queen Chantal will be teaching yoga, because she is a yoga teacher. And we really want to touch the lives of every human being that's realizing that we are living in a crazy cookie world, that we are killing each other, and that we have to turn that around and start creating human beings, illuminous human beings that are radiating love, that are radiating light, that are radiating compassion, and taking care of other ones, taking care of every living being here on this planet.
Well, I know you're doing that now, and it just seems that you're in an expansion of that, Gilbert. I really appreciate everything that you've been sharing. It's very great information, but also very uplifting and very hopeful as well. This is some good stuff that you're sharing. And one of the things I want to touch on with everyone, also in the book, and I believe on the website when that comes out, he goes into the trauma we're dealt and how to heal it. So I love that as well.
Yes.
Connect with him on his socials. In February, the book comes out, Healthy Minds, Healthy Nation. And in a couple weeks, the website, gilbertmartina.com. But I'm going to put, this podcast, once it's this is the live stream, but the podcast or the pod will go out obviously to Apple, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, all the podcast platforms. And also there'll be an upload on YouTube. We put some of the replays there too. So anybody in the chat, if you feel so, happy and joyful to do so and feel a resonance, please subscribe on YouTube, Awakenings with Michele Miche podcast. There's Awakening Conversations there. We are starting to do lives there, but so this will be available, and we'll have the current website for Gilbert, because that'll go live in a couple of weeks. So if you re-listen to this, all his information will be in the live stream description.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Gilbert. Till next time. Thank you so much. Big hug.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for the opportunity. I really did enjoy the conversation with you. I really did enjoy all the topics that we have discussed. I can feel your energy. I can feel your light, your love. So really happy to connect with you. And let's do the work to make this a better world for our upcomings when we are leaving this world for the non-physical world.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got Reza. Can you share the link? Which link? Let's see. This has to be edited, gang. So this will be available as soon as we cut off. This will be available in the live stream, but then I edit it to go out to all the podcast platforms. Oh, on YouTube, it's Awakenings, an S, with Michele Michele podcast. Just put Michele Michele. You'll see my Soul Insights and Tarot and other channels. MICHELE MEICHE. Thank you, Raza, for asking. Thank you. I feel, yeah. So this will go out to all the podcast platforms. You'll be able to listen to this, also re-listen to this live stream, and also the podcast of this live stream. I'll probably, we'll get it edited in the next couple of days. It goes out by Friday, so then it'll be available on the podcast platforms, all of them. And then also on Awakenings with Michele Michele on YouTube, if you want to go over there as well. But the main thing is a way to get in touch with Gilbert. That will be in the description box for those of you that want to connect with him further, right? And he did say his socials are Gilbert Martina, out Gilbert Martina. All right, Gilbert, till next time.
Thank you, Michelle.
Keep shining.
You too. Have a blessed and energized week, and sending you a lot of light and abundance.
Thank you. Love it. I take it. I receive it. Gratefully.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Have a good one. Okay, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All of you too. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. So appreciate all of you and feel such a heart-loving connection with all of you. Oh, yes. Okay, Reza, also in the description, if you look on this podcast, on my podcast channel here on Podbean, all my links are there. All the links to YouTube, the Soul Insights and Tarot on YouTube for readings, pick a card, Awakenings with Michele Michele, all of the socials, website, Patreon, I forgot. All of that is in the description. So you can connect with me there. All right, Raza, thank you. And then Gilbert's will be there too, but just in either later today or by Friday for sure, because it has to be edited, right? Just a little bit, just an intro and outro. Not it. I keep it live, keep it rolling. I don't, I'm not editing anything out. I like, that's one thing I liked about the pandemic is I don't like too prefab, too edited. I like, as long as the lighting's good, I like watching podcasts when the dog or news show, the dog's in the back going for the kids, the cat comes up on the mic. Yeah. I like all that. That to me, that shows, I don't know, just makes it more interesting and not have, people not having to get dressed up. Okay, gang. So always continue to shine your light, share your insights, keep awake. And let's keep the conversation going. Share this live or the replay with others that you feel that are in alignment so they can get in the conversation, so they can join the conversation and keep the conversation going. All right, till next time, next week. Love and light. I'm getting woke and staying woke.
Awakenings broadcasts every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Archive shows available on iTunes. For continued awakened conversations and insights, join the Awakenings group on Facebook. And check out Michelle's blog at soulplayground.com. And keep awake.